Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So yesterday, Dad's Strength and I started this ditch project. We started debrushing it. We're not going to dig it, we're just debrushing it. What we got going on here is we had trees on the taper of the ditch bank, and then we had trees up here on the flat. Customer wants to be able to farm up to the edge of the ditch as close as he can, and obviously he's not going to get extremely close because this tapers off pretty quick. This is a really interesting ditch bank formation here. I don't know if they had to dig shelves years ago when they dug it, or what they did, or it just washed out over time. But as you can see, there's like a shelf there's a shelf farther down. I don't know what they did years ago. Them old timers, they did some strange stuff once in a while. But or it was just a natural ditch that they went through and they dug deeper and they just kind of left all that. Who knows? We weren't back there to see what was going on back then. So anyways, this is what we want it to look like. Now we got to go through, there's a few things we need to clean up yet. There's a few things we need to nip off yet. But that's our goal right there. So you've seen where we've been. So now you're going to see where we're going. So that's about what that back there looked like. So let's get started and get us another section of this cleaned off. Now I've already went through, and last night I debrushed the bottom flat there, and I got up here on the ditch bank and I took out up to that big tree. Now I need to come back through with the buncher, cut all them off of the taper of the bank, and then continue on digging the ones out on top of the excavator. So let's go through and start digging some out on top, and then we'll come back, or Dad's Strength will come with the buncher and cut those off. So let's get started. Okay, we'll continue on cleaning these trees off of this hump here. This is actually a hump of dirt from when they dug the ditch. They just left it piled. Got these mulberries. Mulberries are such a crap tree. Get that one split. That'll make the stump clean up a lot better. A lot of roots to them. Gotta just keep pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling roots. Dad's Strength will come along with the loader and clean all that up and take it to the pile. I just got to get it out. A lot of roots in there still. This hump is actually going to be left. We really don't have to get too crazy cleaning the roots out of it. Just everything off the top so we can grade it off nicely with the dozer so it looks good. All these little bush honeysuckles out of here. That bush honeysuckle's nasty stuff. Chokes out woodses. It's just bad. It's considered an invasive species. Get a few more leaves down here. Then from there down we'll cut. I don't really like to tear too much out over the edge because then that could cause erosion problems. So now that we got all of our trees dug out on this section, we're going to go ahead and come back along with the buncher, and we'll cut off all of these trees on the taper. Some of them I'll grab and throw out. Others I'll just cut and let them fall, depending on how I'm sitting with the buncher and if I can easily swing and throw them out. But mainly what I'm after is just to get them cut off. If they do fall, we'll get them back out with the excavator. It's got a lot more reach and it's easier to grab them with grapples than it is my little T-Rex grapples on the buncher. So let me set the camera up and I'll get cutting. Dad's Strength will throw it all out, and then we'll do our final raking out there, And then after we rake everything up, we are going to bring the dozer and we're going to top everything off real nice, and then they'll be able to farm it. So let's get cutting. section's all cut off, and 95% of the time I don't have to dive over the edge like I was doing to cut it off. But with this messed up ditch bank, I had to in order to reach the stuff. It's still safer than crawling down in there with a chainsaw and trying to cut everything. When I'm in this cab, you know, I'm perfectly safe. Nothing can hit me. So I'd rather just use the buncher and take a little more time, go over the edge, and get down in there and cut the stuff off. So now I'm gonna go grab the loader. We'll get this all cleaned up, and well, as much as I can clean up with the loader, and Dad's strength will throw the rest out, and then I'll clean that up. So that didn't take very long at all. It only took me about 45 minutes to finish cutting this section off. So after we get that all cleaned up, we're going to continue on. We've got about I would say 300 feet to go, and then we will be done with this brush. We'll just have to wait for the piles to burn. We'll get the dozer up here, do some grading, and do some final raking with the loader, and this project will be complete. Okay, we're going to get started cleaning up this brush loader. Now, it is a rough ride in here. It is a wheel loader, and they're unforgiving. And it is rough out here. Chattering you heard was from that valve right there. Since this loader didn't have factory auxiliary hydraulic hookups, we got one of them Fossey valves that you use to multiply your remotes on your tractor with, and we plumbed it in, and I got a button on the joystick, and what actually happens is it diverts the oil from the bucket curl cylinder to the grapple arms. And when I hit the button, it switches that valve and it diverts that oil. And sometimes I'll get going too fast and I'll get between functions and I'll make the valve jam. So that is a very inexpensive way to put auxiliary hydraulics on a wheel loader. My buddy Willie just set up a little, I believe it's a 120 Komatsu that didn't have auxiliary hydraulics. He done the same setup on it and to run a 4-in-1 bucket, and it works really good. So that's the second loader that I know of that's got the system on it. Kind of one of my creations, and it works real good. It was going to be like $12,000 to get all the valving, if we could find it through case dealers, to give this machine auxiliary hydraulics. And I think we sat that up for under like $1,200. It wasn't too bad at all. And it's been like this for going on 12 years now, and it hasn't given us any trouble. A fun fact is this loader, since we got it, has never had the bucket back on it. Well, there we go. All the trees are off. They're burning. Got all the brush raked up. We're gonna bring the dozer back when it quits raining, because it's raining pretty good right now. We'll bring the dozer back. We'll grade all this off, and then we'll rake it all one more time with the loader. And then the landowner said that he's gonna moldboard plow all that, and any twigs and sticks that are left there will get rolled under, and then they're gonna disc it really good, so all that stuff will disappear that's left out there. Some of that will get raked up in the second pass, but I realized I had plenty of content for this video, so I'm gonna go ahead and get it edited and get it put up for the weekend. So anyways, thank you for watching. Greatly appreciate it. If you enjoyed this, go ahead and hit that like button for me, and I'd appreciate that, and maybe even hit the subscribe button if you want to. So we'll see you all in the next one. I've got a surprise coming back to the channel, so hopefully a lot of you will enjoy it. So anyways, thank you for watching. We'll see you all in the next one. I'm heading back to the shop and gonna do some shop work. It's just too wet out here to do anything else today.